President Trump continues to politicize the investigation into Russian meddling. There are new signs out there that the president is still going easy on Russia. Senators John McCain and Ben Cardin yesterday slammed the administration for not implementing sanctions on Russia by the October 1st deadline. As they said in a statement, the delay calls into question the Trump administration's commitment to the sanctions bill, which was signed into law more than 2 months ago. It comes as the president said again last night that Russia, the topic of Russia, is merely a Democratic excuse for losing the election.
Russia was an excuse used by the Democrats when they lost the election. They said they lost the election. They sat in a room and they said, wow, we look bad. So look, here's the story, and I think it's so important. This was an excuse by the Democrats, and people got carried away.
Meanwhile, Politico is reporting that Trump's lawyers are considering a different approach toward special counsel Mueller. According to a senior White House official, if Mueller doesn't request an interview by Thanksgiving, Trump's lawyers might even force the issue by volunteering Trump's time. However, Politico notes that Trump lawyer John Dowd denied that reporting after the story was published. So let's find out what's going on here. I'm joined right now by Jill Wine-Banks, a former Watergate assistant prosecutor. Thank you. And Darren Samuelson's author of that report in Politico. Let's go to the report here. Darren, what do we know? Are they proffering the idea of some sort of sit down under oath with the President of the United States?
Well, they know they're going to have to testify if Bob Mueller calls. The Supreme Court precedent says if the president is called to testify, he will.
Like Bill Clinton did.
Like Bill Clinton did, like a lot of other presidents have before as well. So for that matter...
What other presidents have had to testify?
Well, every other president since Watergate, except for Barack Obama, has had to answer questions from a federal prosecutor. So
wow.
It's quite amazing. I mean, Obama, as you said before, no drama during that period of time. He didn't have to answer any questions. But George W. Bush answered questions on Scooter Libby, Ronald Reagan on Iran-Contra. Gerald Ford even answered questions on the assassination attempt.
Scooter Libby got convicted. So let's talk about what would be the strategy in letting the president sit down with people who know a lot, but not everything.
Sure. It's risky for President Trump. It's risky for Bob Mueller, too. Undoubtedly, it's going to have to happen. I think Bob Mueller would prefer to wait until his investigation is done, whether he's crossed all of his T's and dotted all of his I's, near the end of this investigation, whether it leads to indictments, whether it leads to just a report to Congress or, complete exoneration. I think he'd prefer to wait. Trump's people would like to move this along faster. Let
me go to Jill. Jill, could the president be asked under oath to sit there in front of counsel, the special counsel, and he'll say to him, in fact, warn him ahead of time, I'm going to ask you for what we call TikTok in the media. I want to know where you've been since you were a nominee, or before you were a nominee, when you were a candidate. I want all your connections with the Russians. Every time you met with a Russian, anybody from Russia, anybody speaking for somebody Russia, I want you to tell me all about those exchanges. Can you do that?
You certainly can do that. And I think the point, though, is really relevant that it's not so much what he knows, it's how he's acting and what people might think of him. It's much better for Mueller to wait until he's actually questioned every other witness, because you're only going to get the president once. And you want to be able to ask the right questions and phrase them so that you get the right answers. And if he asks them before he knows everything, he may not ask the right question, and it could be, given the president's loose relationship to the truth, it may be that he won't get the exact right answer that he's hoping to get, and that it will be a little bit off, and you won't be able to charge him with perjury, because under the Constitution, if it is deliberately misleading but literally true, it's not perjury.
Well, aren't witnesses called back all the time? I mean, why wouldn't they say, we've got some new evidence, we need to talk to the president again?
Witnesses are called back multiple times. I think with the president, and particularly this president, you might have a problem. But you're right, because the Supreme Court has made it very clear, as has past practice, that a prosecutor of this sort, a special prosecutor, can call the president, and the president will have to testify. And it's also a bad strategy. President Clinton avoided trying to testify. He really fought it, and it looked worse for him than it would have if he had cooperated. So there is some public perception that might be influenced. Right now, the president is playing to a very limited audience. He's playing to his own base. And all of the things he says about fake news and everything else are intended to persuade his base, not the people who really want to get out all of the facts.
I wonder whether facts have much influence on his base at this point, his supporter base. Anyway, Darren, you write in the risk about the risk to the president if he does give the interview to the special counsel, quote, one angry or untrue statement could have devastating political and legal consequences for the president.
That's right. I mean, think about Bill Clinton and his arguing with the grand jury in the grand jury testimony. That ended up being key in the impeachment proceedings that the House led against him. Now, I'm not saying that impeachment proceedings are anywhere close with Donald Trump, but you got to remember that this is a record that he's building, that they will be using. This special prosecutor's report, whatever information he might get out of that grand jury interview with President Trump, or if it's even just a deposition, will go toward the report that will ultimately be produced.
One question for the prosecutor. I forgot to ask this. Joe, if it's established that the president did favors, whether he was helping change the Republican platform regarding Russia and Ukraine, or he has been slow in the last couple months in implementing the sanctions against Russia, is that all part potentially of corruption, that he's doing things for help he got in the campaign?
It certainly can look that way, and it certainly provides a motive. There is something going on. We have to look at what is the president's motive for how he has behaved toward Russia, whether it was the platform or whether it's not implementing the sanctions that have been voted by Congress right now. Yeah. All of that makes him look guilty and provides a possible motive if we look at what did the Russians do to help him. And if he's not even admitting that it's the Russians, which he is still not admitting. Right. It seems to me it's just a lot of hot air when he keeps saying that it isn't the Russians, that it might be someone else, and that this is an excuse for the Democrats losing. The investigation of the Russian collusion and the following obstruction of justice is absolutely a legitimate criminal investigation. It is not an excuse or looking at anything to do with the election. It's looking to do with what President Trump's behavior is right now.
And he has said publicly that he could gun down somebody on Fifth Avenue and his peeps would stick with him. Anyway, thank you, Joe Weinbanks and Darren Samuelson. Up